How you guys doing today? Jason A. Kuhn here out of FEMA Region 5 giving you a Fight the Deception with Real Perception Christian News Brief for December 16th, 2013. Got a lot of news. We'll jump in here at Tekken.org. Adopted by Senate Intelligence. Obama suppressing 6,000-page report on CIA torture adopted by Senate Intelligence Committee. Over a year ago, the Senate Intelligence Committee voted to adopt a historic 6,000-page report which contains startling details about CIA misdeeds related to its torture program. The report, which cost $40 million to produce and appears to pose no national security threats, has been set for release since December 13, 2012. However, it has yet to see the light of day. The reason? The Obama administration continues to suppress its release, apparently for no reason other than to protect the reputations of the guilty. Wow. The Center for Victims of Torture, in advocating for the public's right to fully understand the CIA's lawless torture program during the Bush administration, has procured the signatures of 58 national security experts and officials who would want the full CIA report released. These signatures include U.S. senators, former Obama administration officials, and retired military leaders. Wow, you won't hear nothing about this until Obama is long and gone out of office, and it's been 25 years or so. Let's move on here to RT.com. CIA probe into Bay of Pigs should be kept secret, Obama administration says. Over 50 years after the Bay of Pigs invasion went awry, the U.S. federal government is still attempting to keep secrets about the failed overthrow of the Cuban government. With an Obama administration lawyer arguing this week to keep a document classified, the National Security Archive, a private research institution, has sought to enforce the government to hand over the fifth of the 5-volume internal account of the Bay of Pigs. The 4 earlier volumes were released under the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, penned by a CIA staff historian in years between 1973 and 1984. The final document chronicles and presumably critiques the CIA's own investigation of how the invasion went wrong. Now, this Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA, it's usually within 25 years they'll release stuff, and that's why the last article pertaining to Obama, just rehashing the Bush administration's torture procedures, you're not going to find out about that until Bush and Obama are long gone, out of office, forgotten about, and it will be released to the Freedom of Information Act, which usually releases things 25 years afterwards. Let's move on here to NewYorkPost.com. Inside the 9/11 cover-up. This is bombshell news. Inside the Saudi 9/11 cover-up. Wow. After the 9/11 attacks, the public was told Al-Qaeda acted alone with no state sponsors. Remember, Al-Qaeda was created by U.S. and was U.S. allies all throughout the 80s. But the White House never let it see an entire section of Congress investigative report on 9/11 dealing with specific sources of foreign support for the 19 hijackers, 15 of whom were Saudi nationals. It was kept secret and remains so today. President Bush inexplicably censored 28 full pages of the 800-page report. Text isn't just blacked out here and there. In this critical yet missing middle section, the pages are completely blank except for dotted lines where an estimated 7,200 words once stood. This story, by comparison, is about 1,000 words. A pair of lawmakers who recently read the redacted portion say they are absolutely shocked at the level of foreign state involvement in the attacks. Representatives Walter Jones and Stephen Lynch can't reveal the nation identified by it without violating federal law. So they've proposed Congress pass a resolution asking President Obama to declassify the entire 2002 report, Joint Inquiry into Intelligence Committee activities before and after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Wow. Got a commercial popping up somewhere, and I don't know where it's coming from. But we'll just move on here to WashingtonTimes.com. U.S. Army hails success with drone shooting laser. The U.S. Army said its latest defense technology, a vehicle-mounted laser, has passed a recent test with flying colors, successfully shooting a drone from the sky and intercepting and destroying several mortar rounds. The laser, dubbed the High Energy Laser Mobile Demonstrator, or HEL-MD, and placed atop a military vehicle, hit more than 90 mortar bombs as well as several drones during a 6-week test period conducted in New Mexico at the White Sands Missile Range Agency, Free Pressy reported. Wow, Star Wars are here. Let's move on here to Infowars.com. This is an article. Computer's freezing up on me. Article written by Mikhail Phelan. Let me find where that commercial is on and I will erase it. Got it. Okay, Infowars.com, Mikhail Phelan, media works to keep mass shooters' profiles secret. An undeniable pattern has continued to emerge in the light of mass shootings despite the media's attempt to avoid connecting the dots. In a wake of recent high-profile mass shootings, the media can almost immediately be seen attempting to link deranged shooters with the political right. As facts come in, the desire to connect shooters to their political ideologies quickly erodes as the same antidepressant-taking left-wing occultist profile emerges. In 2011, Tucson, Arizona shooter Jaron Loeffner was viciously murdered 6 people in his unsuccessful attempt to kill U.S. Representative Gabriel Giffords, who was immediately deemed a right-winger. It was soon learned that Loeffner was a left-wing liberal obsessed with drugs, mind control, dressing like the Grim Reaper, and engaging in cult rituals. Despite initial reports attempting to paint the same picture, information now shows that last week's shooter in Colorado, Carl Halverson Pearson, was a devoted and opinionated socialist who blamed gun violence on Republicans. So yeah, according to Dylan Klebold from the Columbine shooters, they grew up liberal Democrats. Their parents voted Democrats. They were actually devil worshippers into the occult. I mean, every single, the Aurora shooter, his family was raised in Democratic socialistic type family. I mean, every single shooter, Sandy Hook shooter, his family were Democrat, liberals voted Democrat, voted for Obama. So in every case, but they go after conservatives. I mean, you don't see a redneck with a John Deere wearing hat, wearing a flannel shirt, going into these schools and theaters shooting people up. That's just not the case, but that's the picture the mainstream media will paint for you. Let's stay here at Infowars.com, an article written by Paul Joseph Watson. Boston bomber believed he was a victim of mind control. Suspected Boston bomber Tamerlan Tsarnaev believed that he was a victim of mind control, according to the results of a 5-month investigation published yesterday by the Boston Globe. Tsarnaev, who was killed in a shootout with police 4 days after allegedly carrying out the bombings with his brother Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, was thought to have some form of schizophrenia, according to family friends, while his mother said Tsarnaev felt like there were 2 people living inside of him. He believed in majestic mind control, which is a way of breaking down a person and creating an alternative personality, which they must coexist. Donald Larking, a 67-year-old who attended Boston Mosque with Tamerlan, told the Globe, you can give a signal, a phrase, or a gesture and bring out the alternative personality and make them do things. Tamerlan thought someone might have done that to him. Well, it's obviously known that they were working for the CIA. These were highly intelligent individuals, spoke multiple languages. We'll move on here to McClatchyDC.com. World Health Organization sees cancer risk rising around the world. The projections are among new data released by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, the Lyon, France-based cancer research arm of the WHO. The research agency also projected that cancer will surge around the world by 2025, with 19.3 million new cases diagnosed annually, compared to the 2012 number of 14.1 million. By 2025, the number of people expected to die annually from cancer is expected to increase to 11.4 million from the 2012 figure of 8.2 million. In the United States, the annual number of new cancer cases is expected to reach 2.09 million annually from the 1.6 million reported in 2012. Cancer-related deaths are expected to climb from 617,229 in 2012 to 851,396 in 2025. And what do you think is causing these cancer increases? Vaccines? GMO maybe? Let's move on here to, what is this? Naturalnews.com. Plants won't grow near Wi-Fi routers. Experiment finds. It's not difficult to understand the appeal of Wi-Fi. This revolutionary technology, which has been commercially available since 1999, eliminates cabling and wiring for computers. reduces cellular usage charges, and allows us to connect to the internet from anywhere with a signal. Despite these benefits, however, studies continue to show that the radiation generated by wireless routers is negatively affecting our health. In fact, the British activist website Stop Smart Meters recently published a list of 34 scientific studies demonstrating the adverse biological effects of Wi-Fi exposure, including studies linking to headaches, reduced sperm count, and oxidative stress. The latest research in the dangers of Wi-Fi, though, comes from a surprisingly humble source: 5 ninth-grade female students from Denmark whose science experiments revealed that wireless radiation is equally as devastating to plants. It's an in-depth article. You can read it at naturalnews.com, and of course it will be linked in the YouTube description box. We'll move in here to the last article of the day. WorldTruth.tv: prescription painkillers kill more Americans than heroin and cocaine combined. Can you say Americans are crackheads? According to a new report from Brandeis University, prescription painkillers, opioid or narcotic pain relievers like Vicodin, hydrocodone, oxycodone, Apana, oxymorphone, and methadone are now responsible for more fatal overdoses in the U.S. than heroin and cocaine combined. Should prescription drug addicts manage to get into detox before it's too late, they also realize that detoxification is hard. An epidemic of prescription drug abuse is devastating American families and draining state and federal time, money, and manpower. Representative Hal Rogers, chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, said in a media statement about the study, "Law enforcement and health officials are doing heroic work, and thankfully, this provides a roadmap to help them further." Wow. That's all the news I got for you guys today. I don't want to leave you without the New World Order quote of the day, brought to you by Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company. "It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning." Now, I don't want to leave you off without the proverb of the day, Proverbs 28:26, of course, King James only. "He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered." That's all the quotes, news, and articles I got for you guys today. You can check me out on Facebook, Jason A. Coon. That's also my YouTube channel. And please subscribe and follow my ministry page, Romans 12:2 Transformer Ministries. And I also started a music page, Romans 12:2 Transformer Ministries music page. A tongue twister. I'll leave you off with the song I brought you in on by CR33 titled Backlash.
Your new world order. I will not embrace your new world order. I will not embrace your new world order. I will not embrace